Yo guys, what is going on? You've got Techno, and I'm doing something a little bit different today. Basically, I decided with the current state of the meta that we're in right now for Gen 8, and with just the overall boredom of everything that's going on, I kind of figured, considering that now I have been playing for a little bit, I have been sort of regaining my, I guess, stature, like one step at a time. Still nowhere where I was, but I think maybe in due time I can try to get there, but that's neither here nor there. So basically what I'm thinking is I want to kind of give my opinions about some of the Pokemon that are considered to be top tier right now. Now, you can see right here I've made kind of a entire list of every single one of them. All of them that I think could possibly be considered with the top tier echelon. Now, this mostly consists of stuff that I took from the tier lists for the APA Clash of Kings tournament, combined with the Cash Gang tournament, which, by the way, if you aren't signed up for, signups will close, I believe, tonight when I upload this, so make sure you sign up for that. We're trying to get 320 people. I'm pretty sure we already hit that goal, actually, but, you know. Anyways, yeah, if you want to be an alt, you totally can. It's going to be a big cash pool and everything, but I'm done plugging. Anyways, I took most of the tiers from basically those two things into perspective when I made this list of mons. Now, every single mon from 18, 17, 16 tier range, because that's how much is on both of them, I decided to put just in this list, no matter what they were. I took all of 15 too, just because, and then I took only a few mons from 14 and 13 with those two respective lists because I thought they were worth considering to talk about. So yeah. Now, with that point being made, one might be like, oh, well, then this is completely pointless, you know, like, if I just make this video, what's the point of even watching this? I mean, I can just look at someone else's tiers and be like, okay, yeah, well, that's what a tier list should be. I mean, these points that I have right here might as well just be, yeah, points right there. Like, I don't even have to make tiers here. I can just make them like 18 points, 17 points. But the thing is, I think I have some pretty different takes on most of these mons. You guys can see there's also some stuff here that I put in there that you might not even consider to be in the top tier, even category at that point. But, you know, we're just gonna kind of go easy with it. I'm obviously not gonna like make any outlandish decision, I don't think, but after all, these are my opinions, so if you have any other opinions that you would like to share with me, please do leave them in the comments in a respectful way, please. You know, just don't be a fucking douche. That's all it takes. So I might as well get started now. What I'm thinking about this, I have some ideas in mind for what I think, you know, is going to be in each tier, but yeah, I mean, overall, I think I'm just going to go with the flow for most of this, so yeah, let me just get started with some of the mons that suck. Deoxys, one of the worst fucking mons in this entire existence. I mean, I would never want to put it on any team I ever draft ever. It's like basically a glorified fortress in what it does, because people are like, oh, this great defensive Pokemon, oh, it can stall out teams. Well, if you're going full stall, first of all, that's really going to work, and second of all, yeah. Oh, and by the way, let me mention something before we start the rest of this, because I think this is very important to mention. Now, people might be thinking, am I calling this a tier list for 8mon? Am I calling it a tier for league play? Or just like, I guess Team Tour and 8mon are the same thing, right? You can't really put them into different categories in terms of the actual mons themselves. So this is my perspective, and I hear a lot of people saying like, oh, this mon is so good in 8mon, oh, this is an amazing thing in just regular league, but in 8mon it sucks. I don't think that there's really a clear-cut difference with those guys, but I think what 8mon does is it does make a lot of offensive Pokemon a little bit more strong, right? Just because of the limited options, right, to switch in, obviously. But like that also means like people will be like, oh yeah, well Mega Medicham, it's so broken in 8mon. Well, of course it's going to be broken in 8mon because it is just that Pokemon that is broken. So yeah, there's not really much else to say about that whole situation. Like, I don't think that you should like classify Pokemon as like being like so much better in regular than in 8mon or vice versa even. So anyways, yeah, back to Deoxys. Deoxys sucks. Okay, another mon I think sucks is Kartana. I might move this up to D, but honestly, ever since Z moves have been taken out of the game, Kartana just is complete and utter booty cheeks. Let me see, what else do I think is up here that might not be so good nowadays? You know, honestly, I think like after that it becomes like there's like a significant divide between like what's good and what's bad. I mean, I still think that I just think these two are significantly worse than all the others. I mean, Kartana might seem like a surprise, but it's just really not that good. Okay, now let me get into D tier. Actually, let's get into some mons I think that are really good. So oh yeah, I didn't even fucking mention that guy. So Mega Lopunny is obviously going to be like let me see if I can scroll up and do this. That might be a little bit of an issue right there, but yeah, I have to scroll up and do it like that. Okay, so Mega Lopunny is pretty obviously at least A tier. I mean, with all the new buffs, kind of makes it so its old nerfs are going to be completely out of the picture. So that's a good Mega. Let me just get all the good Megas up there. Yeah, Mega Galay is really good. You'll see, by the way, guys, I put Mega Scizor and Galarian Darmanitan on this, even though there's many things that do consider banning it. So yeah, I didn't want to be like that, like stingy about that right now, because honestly, you never know when it's gonna be allowed and stuff, because it could be allowed in quite a few different things. Okay, what else do I want to put up there? Yeah, I might as well put Mega Scizor. Mega Scizor is at least an S tier, so I can just safe to put it right there. And right now, like I said, these aren't like subjective rankings just yet. These are just where I'm putting them right now. Like I don't think these mons in order are in order, but I will try to put this list in as much of an order as I can, though it is pretty subjective to different play styles and stuff. Let me see. Mega Diancie is definitely up there, especially with all its new buffs. It's really good. Okay. And I don't think there's any like other megas that I really want to put up there at the moment. I mean, I could put Mega, and no, not really Mega Medicham. Let me see. Yeah, definitely no other megas that I think are able to be considered A tier. Just overall. So let me focus on another one that I think is really horrible, and that's going to be Mega Kangaskhan. I'm not going to put it at F tier, but I'm going to put it at D tier. It's just really not that good at all, honestly. It hasn't been good for, well, in Generation 6, if you allowed it yet, that would be broken. But ever since the nerf to Parental Bond, it's just been a complete shell of its former self. Like, the amount of damage you're taking from Helmet is nowhere near the fucking cost of the price. First of all, because it's usually really expensive in leagues for some fucking reason. But also not to mention fucking just the fact that it's not that strong at all. Like, especially with no nerf, and then you're just taking so much damage from Helmet. I just really don't think this is worth any of the picks you want to take it for. Like, it's just really pricey, and it's just annoying. I'm trying to think if there's any other mons that I would consider to be D tier just here. I don't think Manaphy is that good, honestly. Like, I think Manaphy is kind of outclassed by a lot of different Pokemon in this game. Not outclassed, that's the wrong word, but I don't know, I just think I see a lot more people relying on budget waters nowadays. By the way, I should have put Seismitoad in this ranking, but honestly, I probably wouldn't have put Seismitoad. Like, it's good, but it's not like the top echelon. But it's a very good Gloomon, and I wasn't just gonna put every single Gloomon in the game on this list. Because if I did that, I'd have like a non-stop, just endless trail of shit. So yeah, I can't do that. So let's see, Manaphy, definitely pretty good right there, I think. I always get these stupid ads on my computer, so hopefully I don't get anything obscene. That's what happens when you try to download too many Desmond hacks. Okay, so let's see. I'm looking right here. Okay, Dracovish is definitely probably a D tier, but I thought it was worth mentioning on this list. If your team is not prepared for it, yeah, it's just going to destroy you, but most teams do have solid preparations for it. I just felt like it was mentioning because it is so incredibly polarizing, and it's not like other mons where it's like, oh yeah, well, if you don't prepare for it, okay, whatever, you can just usually play around it, like Ambor, like that's strong too. You don't have a switch into it if you don't prepare for it, but Dracovish is different because if you don't bring like anything to resist it, then yeah, it's just gonna OHKO your whole team. It's a very different scenario with Dracovish, I feel. What else is D tier? I think Megazard Y is D tier. It's a great mon, really great, really good at stall breaking, really good just breaking through fat teams, but the issue is that Megazard, maybe not stall breaking actually now that I think about it, but yeah, I've seen Megazard Ys do good against stall is the thing, so but most of the time I guess it wouldn't be that good if you are playing someone who can use a competent stall. But anyways, Megazard Y is fucking, like, ever since Heavy Duty Boots came out, which is huge for so many of these mons right here, it's been like there's like always such a demand for these fire types that can just run Heavy Duty Boots. So I think Zard not having that option is really a detriment to it, especially because now in this metagame I feel like defog is becoming much less prevalent. I think many more people are just relying on boots instead of wasting a slot on defog. So there's going to be no scenario where Zard comes in and doesn't just take the damage in most games. Like, you can't expect someone to defog your houses away for you, because they're probably like, okay, well, this is fine. As long as I keep those up, I have heavy duty boots on most of my mods. So Zard Y is definitely, yeah, you know, in this meta, I don't think you want to waste turns trying to use that move over and over again on defog, because this is a very offensive meta, I feel. Although Z moves are completely gone, I think this is still a very offensive meta. So Zard Y, yeah, it can end up there. And with that, I'm also going to put Zard X in like C tier. So where is it? Yeah, right here. It is better than Zard Y because of the fact you can Mega, and you can only take a little bit. Not to mention, it does just beat some key threats, I feel. You can switch it a lot easier than Zard Y, I think. And you can, and I guess, well, it also has a sweeper option, which a lot of people tend to gravitate towards. But, you know, Zard Y has always just been, I think Zard Y has always just been considered a little bit worse than Zard X in most scenarios. The better bulk is just significant for it, but yeah, still, it has a lot of the same issues as Zard Y before coming in, so not much higher I can put it. Hawlucha is pretty good, actually. I think Hawlucha is definitely pretty good, considering that now it has close combat and White Herb, so that's really good for it. It gets some burden boosts. It's definitely a potent sweeper. My boy Zing definitely showed me kind of the power of it when he just has used it really well this whole LD season. So yeah, I figured I'd put Lucha up here just because of that. It's ranked pretty highly in League, so I don't know. I thought it would be fine. What else can I put down there? Rotom Heat. Rotom Heat's a really good one. I think it's not as good as Lucha or Zard. Yeah, put it behind both of these. And while we're at, I'll put this guy in front of Dracovish. I think Dracovish is better than Mega Kang. Anyways, so I think Rotom Heat's really good. I thought it was good enough to mention in this tier because of the boots. I want to put Rotom Bow up here, but I also felt like that was a Gloomon and a lot of personal bias because I do love Rotom Bow. So yeah, just how it is. I didn't want to rank every single one of those, like I said, because I didn't want to like overload this shit with stuff that was kind of not relevant talking about in the top tier of Mons. So yeah, whatever. Let's see. I'm just seeing, because like after this, there's a lot of really good ones. Things that get really good. So Hydreigon, it could be top of C or like bottom of B, honestly. I'll just put it bottom B for now. This thing's stall breaking pressure is absolutely phenomenal. And not even just that, but just the fact that like now it is Nasty Plot. I think Nasty Plot is such a huge buff to so many different mons. And I'll bring up its other brother right here, who got the huge Nasty Plot buff. So that's Alakazam. I think Alakazam's even better than that. And I think people are sleeping ridiculously on both of these mons. The fact that this thing has a chance to just Coat Clefable after a Nasty Plot is insane, removing one of its most potent threats in the entire game. Now, it is a little bit slow, so that's why I can't put it too much higher, but like versus all these Megas, it's gonna lose, except Mawile, because Mawile is slow as shit, which I think is one of its biggest detriments, actually. Just like, and I think like it's really huge gen, but I'll get into that in a sec. Hydreigon, though, on the other hand, I don't know. I think if I put it too much higher, I couldn't really agree with myself. But it does outspeed a lot of these really good dragons, which I think is a good thing because you can run Choice Scarf a lot. And yeah, but it also just shits on all these really fat teams that people are trying to run. So that's really good for it. Beats all the Rotoms too, which is amazing. So yeah, and Alakazam, oh my fucking god, don't even get me started on Alakazam. This thing is actually a beast this gen. Nasty Plot is humongous for it. Literally, there's so much shit you can do with Nasty Plot. I have it in the quarantine draft tournament, so I've kind of like used this thing like all the fucking time. It's just such a reliable way for me to beat so many different mons. Yeah, I think people are definitely sleeping on it, and it'll just continue to get even better over time because it's a really good mon. So let's see, what else do I have? I think Greninja's a solid C tier. I think it kind of gets nerfed by not having the what's it called? By not having the Z moves, but I think it's a solid C tier. I don't think it's better than Hawlucha, but I think that it's probably right here. Spikes is still really good, so that's good for it. Let's see what else I have. Okay, well, Necrozma, I think is probably somewhere around here. This thing has amazing coverage, and it's kind of like guaranteed rocks a lot of the time, so I'll definitely take that. I think Infernape is also right about here, just in the tiers. overall. Definitely pretty good though. So let's see, what else could be around here? Okay, this is gonna be a hot take, right? It's gonna be a pretty hot take, but I do not think Corviknight is that good at all. I think Corviknight is probably, I think Corviknight's better than Zardex. I think Corviknight's probably right here. Okay, Corviknight, a lot of people think Corviknight is amazing. People think it's like one of the best things in this entire game. I just do not see it. I mean, I understand, like, it's convenient for you to come in every turn and take less than half from a move, right? But then this thing's caught roosting up, and you just go into something else. You can pressure it out pretty easily. Even if you can't, it doesn't really do much else to you, because most of the time people just U-turn, and if you like get off a Volt Switch, say it takes like 50 from a Volt Switch from like a Rotom, or even something else, because this thing is really fat, obviously, there's no denying that, but say it takes like a little bit less than 50 from like a Volt, or like just about 50 from a Volt Switch from a Rotom. A lot of the times you'll go into something stronger, or they'll have to roost, waste a turn, you get that thing in, or they just U-turn, and then what? If they defog, it doesn't really matter. Like, that's just how I see most games. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. That's how I see most games where Corviknight ends up coming, and like, I just think it's kind of like really outclassed by Celesteela, for one thing, just as a Steel Flying, although they're not really the same at all. But even like regular Scizor, I think, is better than it, and even like, I'll actually put that up there right now. I think regular Scizor is really good, actually. Probably like bottom of B. Let me explain that. Basically, I feel like with all these like psychics and stuff that are like running around, when people try to bring a lot of low tier psychics, I feel, a lot of the time, or even like not even low tier, but like even high tier still. And basically, it's the same thing as regular Scizor, but without all the bulk, so it's kind of whatever. But no HP Fire is huge. I don't need to explain really that much why these two are that amazing. I mean, a lot of people think Mega Scizor is ban worthy. I don't think it's ban worthy. I think it's like probably like the 3rd or 4th best mod in this game at the moment that would be competitively allowed, but I don't think it's ban worthy at all. I think it's completely fine right where it is, and people can just allow it and stuff, but that's just me. I also understand the other perspective, but whatever. It's not really a big deal. So let's see. Aegislash, I don't know. I think Aegislash falls right about here. I think it's better than Corviknight, but I don't think it's better than Greninja and Hawlucha. You know, maybe Hawlucha's a little bit high, actually, now that I think about it. I think Greninja's definitely easily the best mon in this tier. I think Hawlucha's, yeah, probably like right here. Maybe it's even lower than that. Yeah, it's definitely not the best mon this year, now that I think about it. Though it is really good, but yeah. Let me see. So, Aegislash, it's definitely fallen quite a bit from grace, but I think most of the time when I see it get played, it's really not doing that much, honestly. People know how to play around it, I think, especially at top level. Like, people aren't going to fall for like the same tricks. Now, that's not really speaking that well for me, because very recently I almost did fall for it in the LD championship game, but the thing is that it's kind of like I don't know, it just feels like a one-trick pony a lot of the time, even though it's clearly not. Like, you can kind of like expect people to do stuff all the time, so not really entirely sure if it's maybe it's to be rated a little bit. I think it could be rated B, definitely. I mean, I don't know. I think it's not as, I don't think it's worse than Greninja, honestly, but yeah, I don't think it's that good. I don't know, it might be, yeah, probably right around here, because I rate Alakazam very highly, especially in this. It's really just kind of broken in a lot of scenarios. It's like a free kill so many of the times. I mean, like, it's not really much else to say about that. Okay, let's see, what else? I think Azumarill is probably like right around here, probably. I think Azumarill is really good, actually. Azumarill kind of, it can fit a lot of roles in one. First of all, it's pretty bulky, so it does function as a bulky water. But it can also be a great revenge killer and just a complete wall breaker, as well as a sweeper, so this thing is just really good. It gets good coverage too now. It gets high horsepower, I believe, so it can break through Pex a lot easier. Speaking of Pex, so let's see. I mean, I haven't seen great things from Pex yet, so I'm going to put it like right here. But the thing is, last generation too, I also felt like I didn't see great things from Pex until I saw L5 use it. So, I mean, I don't know, like, maybe it's just going to take some time to adapt, but I think, yeah, it can definitely get a little bit higher. There's definitely a pretty flexible, like, metagame for Toxapex still going on, because it does just wall so many Pokemon. Let's see, Kyurem. Kyurem's better than Alakazam, but yeah, I don't like the sprite cutoff, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. Kyurem is really good. Kyurem is, I don't even have to speak out. Kyurem good is just so bleh. Can't even speak words now. Think about how good Kyurem is. Kyurem is amazing. Yeah, definitely a really good mod. Como, I think Como is worse than Hydreigon, definitely, but it's not bad at all. It's got Stealth Rocks, Body Press, which is really good on it. So yeah, it's definitely to be ranked pretty highly. So let's see. What else I want to put before I talk about the really good ones? Let's see. Latias is pretty good. I don't know. I don't want to say the top of C because I'm putting a lot of stuff in C, but yeah, probably the top of C. Like a little bit. Nah, I think it's worse than Corviknight, definitely. And nah, not worse than Azumarill. Nah, it is kind of worse than Azumarill in my opinion. I think that Latias, yeah, even though it does have access to Mystical Fire now, that doesn't really help its case at all. It's just kind of an outdated mon, I feel, in a lot of ways. But it's not really that. It could be really good. I don't know. I think it's probably like gonna be right around here. Not better than Corviknight, but also not better than, probably better than Azumarill. Okay, what else? Tapu Bulu I think is pretty damn good. I think that Tapu Bulu could easily find itself like right around, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it's better than Scizor, but it's still really good. Especially with Play Rough. It actually might be a little better than Scizor now, but I don't think it's this thing is actually really good now I think about Play Rough. Hydreigon is just also amazing. I don't know. Let me see. I'll just put it right here. Yeah, I think that's a safe place for it because it still has the same flaws. It's still slow. There's still that quad weakness to poison. Still a grass type, so not amazing defensively really, but otherwise, yeah, it's a good mon. Tapu Bulu, it's super strong, very defensive. What else do I want to put down here? Okay, so did I not put them on? Oh, I thought I did. No, I must have forgot to actually download the picture, but let me get to my first complex situation of this whole thing, which will probably be the only one I think. Actually, no. I'll wait to do that. But first, let me just put Gengar around here. Yeah, I don't think Gengar is amazing. I think Gengar is pretty good, but I don't think it's amazing. I think it's like probably top of C. Like it's hard to resist it, right? There's no pursuit. It's an issue, but honestly, at the same time, it's not really that much of a big issue. Considering that fucking Gengar, really, like, its speed tier is not that great. It's good, but it's not amazing. Though I would say it's definitely, like, good enough to, like, be considered in this, like, echelon of mons, but, yeah. Let's see, what else? Let me see, well, I think Mega Swampert, honestly, is probably around the top of it's probably an A tier, honestly, then I think about it, because of Rain. And Rain is so potent, but, okay, but you guys can see, I don't really have any of the Rain mons because I didn't think they were good enough on their own, so I'm going to count Mega Swampert as all of Rain, which might sound like a joke, but, you know, when you see a Rain team, you usually see a lot of different Rain components, but it's usually like Kingdra, Pelipper, and Swampert. That's typically what you see from a Rain team, so, I'll just have this Swampert kind of signify all of Rain, so don't think that that's exactly where I put it, please. So let's see, what else? Yeah, all of Rain is definitely really good. I'll get more into reordering A tier soon. Mega Venusaur is pretty good, but it's not amazing. I mean, I think Mega Venusaur, that makes it look so ugly, Jesus. God damn it, Mega Venusaur. Why do you do this to me? So Mega Venusaur, I'd say, it's probably, it's not, it's like, it's good with Earth Power and shit, and I think it's really slept on, but yeah, I do think it's really slept on, honestly, because it's just so fat. It's like the same Mega Venusaur it might have been in Oras. So, I don't know, I think it could probably put itself right here. Venusaur is actually amazing, which, now that I'm thinking about it, like, when I used Venusaur in NPL, and that was in a generation where there was all these Z moves, all this irritation to Venusaur's game plan. It was still just so good, so as ugly as you're making the tier list, I think you are a good mon, Mega Venusaur. And I'm sorry that everyone has lost their faith in you completely. So let's see. Aerodactyl. I think that could be somewhere around, Well, I don't want to put it this low, but the thing is, if I do, then, I think that I'll just put it right, probably right around, it's better than Charizard and all of these guys, I think. Yeah, but I don't think it's better than Corviknight. No, definitely not. Also, I think I'll put it right there. Dragon Dance and all those other moves are really good for it, but it didn't get Brave Bird, didn't get Head Smashed, the ones it really needed. Honestly, just, you're gonna have to remember that Venusaur's here because I'm fucking getting rid of it. It makes the whole rest of the tier list look so ugly. So, sorry about that. Okay, let's see. Everything else, I think we're getting into the tier where I think stuff is really good. Okay, let's get into Rotom. Rotom I've seen used really well, especially by hikers, so I'm just gonna put it right there. I think it has a lot of capabilities, especially with its typing and just the way it is, it's a fucking Rotom. So it's just so annoying all the time for so many different matchups, so I think that it's really good. Definitely worthwhile up here. Let's see. Let me keep looking around for... I don't know if Kyurem is better than Aegislash, honestly, or Alakazam, but it's really good. So I don't know. I think Kyurem could end up right around here. Yeah, but I do still think Alakazam is the top of B tier. Let me see. Okay, so another thing I want this list to function as kind of like a top 10 mons for me. So let me just keep looking around. Okay, so now let me start getting into some more controversial picks because you guys can see these guys right here. I think there's a general consensus that most of these guys, if not all of them, are probably like the top mons right now. You guys can see all of them right here. Besides the Megas I already put, these are like the top mons, every single one of these, I think. Except for Venusaur, but Okay, so let me start off with the band. So Darmanitan. So here's maybe kind of a hot take. I think the way you can just beat Darmanitan is you just have to look at it like it's a regular Darmanitan, right? You just chip it down with rocks. It doesn't take all the recoil, but Darmanitan doesn't care about recoil that much either. So you just gotta beat it with like priority and all that shit. Because this thing is really not that much of a threat. Especially, well, it is. I can't say that because it obviously is, right? But like if you just kind of like understand that you're gonna have to beat it offensively and not defensively, which is possible because it's not that fast. You can run faster Scarfer. It's frail as fuck because it's Darm. So like I don't know. I think it's good, but it's not like the ban-worthy mon that some people think it is. In Galar decks, yeah, maybe, but not in this, not at all. Let's see. Tapu Lele is pretty good, but the fucking nerf definitely does hurt it quite a bit. So I'm probably gonna put Tapu Lele right around here. It's definitely pretty hurt by its nerf, I will say. The Psychic Terrain nerf. Mega Guard is good, but I don't know if I'd say it's better than yeah, I'd probably say it's better than Aegislash, but not... Yeah, it's better than Alakazam, not... Yeah, that's a good place for it. Gardevoir is just... I don't know, it feels a lot worse ever since the nerf to Pixelate, but that's going to be apparent, obviously. Jirachi, I think, is actually really good. I think Jirachi is being slept on just because of what it is, but... Jirachi has a lot of the really good coverage that it needs to just be a potent threat in this game, so... I don't think Jirachi is better than Rain, but like I said, I'll get to reordering this soon. Clefable is amazing. Clefable is an easy A tier, most definitely. Let's think. Terrakion. Yeah, I'd say Terrakion's around the top of B, probably right here. Better than Gardevoir, actually. Because Terrakion, it's just... No, it's not better than Guard, I wouldn't say. Definitely not. Yeah, Gardevoir's probably better than it. Terrakion just is a really good breaker, I think. It can just break through a lot of different mons. And it's just so potent, so hard to switch into for a lot of different stuff. So yeah, there's Terrakion. Let's see. Alright. I have these four all lined up in order for some reason, which is really funny. So we'll talk about those in just a second. So let me see. Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini I think is actually amazing. I think that this thing could be somewhere around the top of A tier. Especially with the Draining Kiss buff that it just got. This thing is actually amazing because it was so many different mons. The Water Fairy typing is just so good, so I think that this thing will probably remain at the top of B tier for quite a little while. Let's see. Latios is really good. Latios, I don't know, I think Latios is definitely up here too. Right around the top, because it is just a very good mon to fight. Mega Medicham, it's definitely somewhere up here, in A tier. Okay, Victini, I think it's A tier. I think Victini is so good, especially with the boots. But like I said, we'll get to reordering that in a sec. Zapdos, A tier. Melmetal, I don't think is S tier at all. I think Melmetal is B tier. It might even be B tier, honestly. Like, I think it's the most overrated piece of shit in this entire game because fucking everyone is just like sucking its cock 24/7, thinking it's worth 18 points. No, this thing does the same thing over and over again. It's like it struggles beating these different mons that I see. It's kind of like Kangaskhan, as many people say, but it's just sluggish and bad, and I don't like it. Prone to status too, so I just really don't like it, especially burn. It's just it doesn't really float my boat, so it'll probably be like the bottom of A tier for me. I know that might seem crazy, but I don't think it's that good. But I do recognize that when I fight against it, I don't want to fight against it. I do recognize that because that's an issue. Extra is really good still, especially with sand, because a lot of people just get Gigalith and it's just broken. Okay, let's see. Okay, now I definitely have a lot of mons that I really think are good. Let's see, which ones do I not think are S tier? Okay, well, Venusaur I'm obviously not thinking is S tier. I don't think Zygarde is S tier. I think Zygarde is just very high in this tier because it's a very good mon, but it's also definitely hurt by its Z-move nerf a lot. So yeah, yeah, probably better than Clefable, but I don't think, yeah. I think this is good order. I think this is a pretty good order for this stuff because I'm not a humongous fan of Mega Gallade. I know everyone is obsessed with it. I think it's the fucking saving grace of Draft League, but I'm still not a huge fan. So yeah. So let's see. Mega Swampert, as I said, kind of constitutes as Olive Rain, so that's fine. Jirachi is definitely not better than Melmetal, but I will keep it in A tier. Zapdos is really good, probably better than Victini. Yeah, but Victini is still amazing. So let's see. Zeraora. Okay, I think Zeraora is fucking really stupidly good. I think Zeraora is, since it's so fast and it's faster than fucking Dragapult and all that shit, it's like a necessity in this meta. It's amazingly good. Just all the things it can do, fucking how strong it is and shit. Lando T. Okay, Lando T is an interesting one. I would put Lando T probably right about. I think it's not worse than Zygarde, but yeah, I think Zygarde's the worst of all the 4 times ground whatever. But Lando T, yeah, it's just annoying. It's annoying to fight, so that's why I put it so high. But I think it's annoying that also fucking it just doesn't feel as strong as the Z move at all. I mean, you can't really break through like Celesteela and shit like that anymore, or even Rotom. You need like gravity sets, which I guess could work, but not when you're playing in an offensive meta like this. I don't think they really work as well. So, yeah, there's that. Let's see. Okay, I think Mew is like probably somewhere around the top of A tier, but I don't think it's like the best. I think everyone's obsessed with it. A little bit too much, but I don't think it's like amazing. I think it's pretty good, but not amazing. So yeah. Let's see, what else do I think? Okay, so I think, okay, let me get started on S tier now. I think Gliscor is probably the bottom of S tier. I mean, you need to think about, like, just when you think about the way that this thing is, it's just so hard to fucking break through every single time you play it if your opponent is good with EVs. Now, I've used it, but I'm not the best with defensive EVs just because of the way that I play. I'm a more offensive player, which is fine. But this thing now gets fucking access to moves that just help it beat everything. Power Whip, so it beats Rotom. You always got U-Turn and Knockoff. You got Stealth Rocks, you get Defog, you get this Poison Heal that's amazing. You get Roost, Earthquake, and there's no HP ice to bother you. So I think this thing is an amazing one. It's just so frustrating every single time anyone would ever play it. So yeah, bottom of S sounds good for me. Alright, I think Tapu Koko is very high up in S. Yeah, probably like right around here. After it got Play Rough, it became an amazing mon and such a threat. Close combat too, so it doesn't lose to Ferrothorn anymore. Like, what are you supposed to do versus it? I honestly think it might be better than Scizor. Yeah, I'd probably put it like right here. It's just such a good mon, and I can't even imagine fighting it. It's just so annoying every single time I've ever seen someone have to fight it. Let's see. This might be a hot take, but I think Garchomp is definitely S tier. I think Garchomp is so fucking good in this meta. It's actually ridiculous. No HPS means that it can just set up on so many mons. Gets up rocks and so much, it can just wall so much, so Garchomp is fucking amazing. It's so slept on, it's ridiculous. It got kill leader for me in LD, which might show some bias, but yeah, there's definitely bias, but I think it's worthwhile bias, just considering the way this fucking amazing mon is. So yeah, I would definitely put it right there. Garchomp is a beast. And then Celesteela. So Celesteela, I think, is probably going to end up, let's see. I don't think it's better than Scizor, but I think it's better than Garchomp. Yeah, probably middle of there. Celesteela is still amazing. still Celesteela, even though it doesn't have Z moves anymore. It kind of can just deal without. I mean, it's still got Celesteela stuff. It kind of makes people run more defensive, which still makes it like one of the best defensive mons in the entire game. So, yeah. But yeah, so now I'm gonna get into my SS tier, and obviously it's not Mega Venusaur, but it's these two mons that I think are cut above the rest. So I'll talk about both of them. I think Dragapult is the second best mon in this meta right now, and Tornadus is easily by far the best. It's just without a question the best. So I guess now if I had to make a top 10, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I would say that I'm comfortable with that top 10. Just from my perspective, I don't think Mew's top 10 at all. I don't think Melmetal's top 10. Diancie's good, but it's not top 10. Mawile is ridiculous, but Sucker Punch mind games are too much. Swampert, it's a play style, but I'm realizing Rain is more easy to beat than I thought it was originally, so I'm not going to overrate it too much, but it is still really skillless and dumb, so yeah, not really much else to say about that. Okay, let's get into these mons, though. Fucking Dragapult is a complete menace in this game. Oh my god, it's disastrous to play against. Let me actually minus this out a little bit so we can see the entire tier list in a sec. Minus out a little more. Yeah, there's the whole tier list. So, Dragapult is a fucking disaster to play. Honestly, it's so annoying. It's like, oh my god, every single time we play it, you have to think, okay, so if I have a switch in, any single switch in I might have, which is a might, because they might run coverage for it, or they'll just fucking, yeah, and then they'll just U-turn out on it if they can. So you have to think about, is that even worth it for you? To even bring this mon if they just U-turn out and get into something that's even stronger. Like in the QDT, I have Dragapult and Mega Mawile, and there's just nothing that opponents can do if I U-turn out on like a Clefable or a Mandibuzz or something like that. And in comes Mega Mawile, stuff like that. This thing has literally everything you could ever want in an offensive mon. It has ridiculous speed, okay? It's got a speed to a point, and this is like Zeraora too, which is what makes Zeraora I think so good right now. The fact that they can check this fucking ridiculous mon, because of its higher speed, obviously, without having to run a Scarf. But here's a couple things about its speed, right? If you're ever concerned about rain or sand or anything like that, guess what? This thing with the Choice Scarf can just outspeed those mons most of the time, because people aren't gonna fucking prep for max speed Choice Scarf Dragapult, right? So you can do that easily against something like a what's it called? A Kingdra or an Excadrill. You can easily just run enough speed with a Scarf to completely outspeed them. So it's like a complete non-issue if they're in the sand, if you run that set, which is just one thing about its speed. You could obviously do that with Zeraora too, but you know what I'm saying. Anyways, that's one thing. Second, it's so much faster than everything else that you can just so often aggressively creep and just get adamant and shit. So it's just got so much. It's got status with Will-O-Wisp. It's got fucking really good. It's got pretty good bulk. Not amazing, but it's good bulk. Because it is a pseudo legendary, right? It's got really good offensive stats. The 100 in special attack is deceiving as hell. I mean, it's just so good. And then that 120 attack with that ridiculously strong signature move. Oh my god, yeah, this thing is a really good mod. There's no question in my mind it deserves to be top 2 at least, but I do think Tornadus is a complete cut right above it because it's just such a ridiculous mod. It's such a failsafe in this format. I mean, there's so many times in a game where if you're using Tornadus, then you will just have a free opportunity to just make a mistake or just scout out a set or whatever and be completely fine, because this thing just is faster than you. It'll just U-turn out on you. It won't take a lot at all because it's fucking Tornadus. It's stupid strong, and then it's just no issue for you. Not to mention, this thing has an amazing Soul Breaker set now. Now before it had Taunt, which was good, but the thing is you could switch around Taunt and this thing would kind of just lose HP over time. But first of all, it has heavy duty boots now, so rocks are kind of a non-issue for it now. Even though they kind of weren't that much before, they still were a little bit annoying. But heavy duty boots does make it a lot better. Second of all, this thing has fucking Nasty Plot now. So any of the Taunt sets that were coming that are gonna get fucked just by some stupid shit, just if you switch around, that's not going to work anymore. This thing just Nasty Plots up, and you have to switch in something to a +2 Hurricane, which, by the way, is Hurricane, by the way, and it's the best, well, it might be the second best besides Pidgeot, but it's basically the best Hurricane user in the entire game. It's got amazing coverage. Okay, so there's just so much coverage you can run for this thing. Knockoff, which is obviously super good. Anything that has knockoff is going to be an immediate bonus for it. And Jesus Christ, because there's no Z moves or megas or anything like that, so there's no reason to have anything like that. And you can't run an item that can't get knocked off, because I don't think mail exists yet. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of my whole Tornadus rant overdone. So, Jesus, my voice is definitely going out of me as I speak this whole video. So here's my tier list. You guys can see Venusaur. I don't remember where I put it, but it's probably like B or something. This, I think, is a good tier list of some mons that are considered top tier, or considered to be in like the higher echelon of mons overall. So, yep, I hope you guys did enjoy this. Let me know if you like this tier list, if you see it, and you think there's any mons that I should have included, if there's any mons that should be ranked higher. I know that this is definitely a pretty opinionated tier list, but if you guys want to just put anything down below in the comments, just let me know. Let me know if you guys think that I'm juiced, if you guys think that this was a good video, anything you want, it's totally fine. Alright guys, I will see you guys later, and peace.